Today I'm going to be selling my retro game collection in hopes to help fund something for this channel. So if you're interested in buying some old games or just supporting the channel, definitely watch through this, or you can just jump to the description and follow the eBay link. I'm hoping to put the money towards the new XT4, or maybe a drone, or upgrading my computer so I can edit faster, or just whatever other camera gear I feel like I need for my upcoming projects. I kind of low-key want to get a Toyota MR2 because they've always been my dream car, and it'd be really cool to do a video series on one, but probably should lean towards the camera gear. I still haven't fully decided yet. It kind of depends how much I get, and I still got to kind of weigh out the options and what I feel like I'll need. Alright, a bit of background. Before I was a huge nerd for camera gear and vintage stuff, I was a huge nerd for video games. I would spend all my money on retro games and built up this huge collection of just about everything. I had NES, SNES, Sega Genesis, Saturn, Dreamcast, Nintendo 64, Gamecube, PS2, PSP, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Original, DS, 3DS. I'm sure there's even more I'm forgetting in there. And I even had a few obscure things like a Sega Nomad and a Neo Geo Pocket. Like seriously, it was all I cared about. Unfortunately, about 2 years ago, more than half that collection though got stolen from a break-in. I lost my 2 Dreamcasts, PS2, Saturn, and a bunch of other stuff, with all the games too. There was probably at least about like $1,000 to $2,000 worth of stuff stolen. Nowadays, I don't really care about video games. I still have high respect and a lot of knowledge on a lot of old and new stuff, but it just isn't something I spend a lot of time on anymore. I honestly don't play anything new, and I don't play anything old anymore. So I've decided it's finally time to dig up the rest of the collection and hopefully fund and move on with the next chapter of my life. I've wanted to keep it, but considering it's not the full collection anymore and I just keep losing more and more stuff, I've decided it's finally time to just sell it all on eBay. It'll be kind of a fundraiser where people who care about the channel and who don't care about the channel can help contribute, and maybe I can get something cool. I got everything all out of the box and laid out here, so I'm just going to go through everything and show what is for sale and give my little memories of them. Hopefully I don't get too nostalgic and cancel this. So yeah, let's just take a little look. One thing is, I actually do have my Genesis and SNES here on my TV stand right now. And then I guess the NES up there. I don't think I will be selling these two just because, one, they make pretty good decoration, and two, I mean, these were like seriously the first games I owned, so I don't know that I could part with them just because, I don't know, they're probably not worth as much as some stuff in here, and I don't know, I just have too much connection with them. Alright, let's start with the first console that I ever owned by myself, the Game Boy Advance. I got this thing Christmas one year. I must have been like 6 or 7, and I remember the first games my parents got for me were Sonic Advance, and because I loved Sonic growing up. I mean, I had Sonic 2 on the Genesis for, I don't know, since I was born. And the other game was, let's see, Yoshi's Island. This has honestly been one of my favorite games of all time. I have a lot of good memories playing this growing up, and I don't know, it just wasn't something I would have asked for, but just the art style and the music and the gameplay is just so good and really, really nostalgic for me. Yeah, not gonna lie, some of these are kind of just junk games that probably aren't worth selling at all, but a couple of the main ones I have, I got Minish Cap with the box. Let's see, right there. And it actually does have the manual. I have Pokemon Fire Red. Don't have the manual for that, but I also got Sapphire. And WarioWare Inc., I'm pretty sure, is probably worth something as well. Also got WarioWare Twisted, which, pretty good one. I think that might be worth something. We'll see. But Yeah, a lot of good memories with the Game Boy Advance. I had the original one, which didn't have the backlit screen, and I just remember playing in car rides, just trying to cram and squint, trying to figure out what was going on. But man, really, really nostalgic. I'm honestly pretty sure when I got Fire Red when I was little, it was before I could read, so I vaguely just remember, I don't know, just as a kid you just don't really care, but just running around playing the game, even though you weren't making any progress, was still, I don't know, just still a fun time. Another couple notable ones is I have Wario Land 4, amazing game, another favorite on the Game Boy Advance. I've played through it so many times. And Link to the Past / Four Swords, pretty classic. Not my favorite, but still probably worth something. I gotta say though, WarioWare Inc. is probably I know I have a lot of favorites on the Game Boy and just in this collection as in general, but man, I love WarioWare Inc. I even actually have it for GameCube, which is just, you know, the Game Boy Advance version but made multiplayer, and great series. Definitely, again, one of my favorites. The next console I owned would have been the PS2 and Dreamcast. Unfortunately, I don't have either of those anymore, so the next console is going to be GameCube, which I have over in the corner there, still on my TV stand. GameCube is another classic. I've actually brought the GameCube with me just about every time I've moved, so over the years I've definitely lost like half the games. Like, I don't know where Mario Kart is, I don't know where Luigi's Mansion is, or Pikmin 1, so I'm definitely missing some stuff. Even Wind Waker, I don't know where it is, but what we do have here, still some good stuff. Mario Sunshine is just, I don't even know, it's one of those things I remember so vividly as a kid. Like, this thing has, I don't know, it really is what influenced me to get a GameCube. I just remember my cousin Victor, he got a GameCube one year for Christmas, I think, and I remember him bringing it to Grandma's house, which is where we would all hang out just about every other weekend, me and the cousins, and I just remember being like, I don't know, maybe like 5 or 6 at the time, and watching him play Mario Sunshine was just the most mind-blowing thing, because I was used to, at the time, playing, you know, the Genesis and SNES, so then seeing a fully 3D Mario game, Mario Sunshine of all things, I don't know, it was mind-blowing, and it really just got me excited about GameCube, but my parents, you know, never bought me one for quite a while. It wasn't until, I don't know, maybe 5 years later that I was able to like save up and buy one for myself. Smash Bros. Melee, obviously a classic, another favorite. I mean, I honestly prefer Ultimate nowadays, but Melee, there's no denying it's a classic. Again, it's just one of those games my cousin had when I was little, and we would just play it all day long. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous because none of us were good, and I feel like half the time we weren't even fighting each other or playing how you're supposed to. It was more just, we would just, like, it was almost as if it was like a toy set, and we would just hang out in the levels, and I don't know, like in Temple, we would act like, you know, different parts of the stage was like our home. I don't really know how to explain it, but a lot of just really good memories growing up playing this, just whether we were actually playing it or just goofing around. Again, when you're a kid, it's just stuff like, just anything in a game is just fun. I don't know, inherently fun. Pikmin 2 is one of my all-time favorite GameCube games. I really love it because it's a good long strategy game. There's lots to do, but the multiplayer is my favorite part. I don't even know. It's just, I wish it was online because I would play that thing just forever, but the problem was I only ever had like maybe 2 friends that even knew what Pikmin was and was willing to play it with me, but it was my favorite part of the game, honestly. One more worthwhile mention is Sonic Adventure 2. This is not my original copy. I originally had it on the Dreamcast, and I don't know how old I was. but I was very little, and I remember for my birthday, my grandparents sent me their old Dreamcast, because my grandpa originally bought it for racing games, but, didn't really use it. So he sent it to me. I might have been, again, 6 or 7, it's just that in that ballpark, but my sister got word I got one, so she sent me a pirated copy of Sonic Adventure 2 for the Dreamcast at the same time, and I remember it was my birthday, and when I opened it, I immediately just brought it downstairs to the basement, plugged it in, started Sonic Adventure 2, and upon hearing City Escape, it was just one of the most, it was playing City Escape as Sonic, listening to the song. I was jumping up and down with just pure excitement and joy. I don't know, it honestly was probably the best birthday present I've ever received, and it's just such a fond, happy memory, as, I don't know, as dorky as it may seem, but yeah, classic. Mario Baseball. This is actually my cousin's game. I actually probably should return this one. But this was my favorite game to play in the dorms. Me and a couple of the people on my floor would just play this for hours on end, and we'd have people come from, other dorms and watch us, because it was, I don't know, we'd just get so into it and be screaming. I don't know, the game is weird, because it's a really good game, but it just feels whack and unbalanced. So it just creates the most intense but unfair games ever. And I don't know, it feels like it's just luck. You really don't know what's gonna happen. But yeah, great game. I was a huge Zelda nerd. I actually have the comics, which I'll go through later, but Twilight Princess, honestly, was not my favorite one. I never actually finished it. I really liked Wind Waker, though, but again, I don't know where it is. Yeah, we might as well talk about these next. I was such a nerd that I actually had all of the Zelda mangas, at least all the ones that were out at the time. There's Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, oh, I love that game, Minish Cap, Four Swords, Oracle of Seasons, Oracle of Ages, Link to the Past, and Phantom Hourglass. I was always bummed they didn't make a Wind Waker one. Again, at least at the time. It might exist now, but oh man, I don't know why I had these, honestly. I don't even have memory of actually reading them. I think I more just looked at the artwork and stuff, but I don't know, maybe I'll give them a quick skim before I sell them off, but I don't even know if these are worth anything. Do love Majora's Mask, though. Got N64 next. Actually do have the expansion pack as well, which you need for a couple games like Donkey Kong. This one, I remember buying with my own money as a kid. It still has the little residue from the stickers, because I bought it in Seattle. There was this game shop in Chinatown called Pink Godzilla Games, and they'd always put their price tag and, if it was a Japanese or an American version right there. And I don't know, I just was never able to quite get them off. But anyways, there's that. Got a good amount of games here. Got Zelda, Majora's Mask. Love this game. I've admittedly never beaten it. It got a little too challenging, but I do love it. Ocarina of Time, classic. I really loved Donkey Kong 64. This thing was just amazing. I mean, I don't know, as far as platformers go, this was great. I did have Mario 64 at one point, but I don't know where it is. Paper Mario is a funny story. Great game. I actually got it in elementary school. What happened was I traded one of my friends. It must have been third grade or something. But I traded one of my friends this game for probably about $5 to $10 worth of candy. Now I've looked and this game's worth $70 on eBay, so pretty good return on that investment. I was always a bit of a scammer back then, so I think that's pretty funny. I also even have the guidebook for Majora's Mask. I remember I bought it, I mean, it's falling apart, but I remember I bought it not even really to help me in the game, but I just loved all the artwork that was in it and all the, I don't know, just kind of pictures. Like, it's just really cool stuff in here. Okay, this part was great too, because at the back of the book, they put a little, you know, what all the buttons and what notes they create. And this was cool because I, at the time, actually even went out and bought a little ocarina, and I would use this to convert the songs so I could play them in real life. So that was pretty fun. I obviously was really into Pokemon as well. Pokemon Snap, Pokemon Stadium, which I do have the, you know, adapter for, so you can use the Game Boy games on. And then Hey You Pikachu I bought as well. I have the voice recognition unit somewhere, but I don't know where it is. I'll have to dig around. But yeah, this game was alright. I was really excited to play it, but, you know, it wasn't actually that great. Next up, we got my DS. I got this for Christmas too. This thing is a tank. I mean, I've dropped this thing multiple times, but it still works. I probably won't sell it because of the condition it's in, but man, did love it. The one thing about the DS is, I swear to God, see, I probably have the most games for this, but I had all of the cases at one point, just like a couple years ago, in my bedroom, in a drawer, and I think my dad just threw them all away, so I only have a couple cases left, but, you know, I do have most of the games. Probably the most noteworthy thing I have is Pokemon Soul Silver. I got the game, got the case, the box, and the Pokewalker. I can't actually get this thing to turn on. It probably just needs a new battery, but maybe I'll replace it, maybe I'll just sell as is. And the box, oh man, I remember, because the store I would buy these at is Fred Meyer, and they'd put all their stickers right there, like you can kind of just see the residue left over, and peeling off this sticker ripped the front of the box, which I'm sure makes it, you know, basically pointless to sell, but, you know, I'll still sell it as is. Got Spirit Tracks. I also had Phantom Hourglass. Again, don't know where it is. One thing I really liked about the DS growing up is you could play multiplayer, you know, with multiple DSs, and only one person had to own the game, and these three were great for it. Diddy Kong Racing, I guess Mario Kart too, but both the racing games, New Super Mario Bros. Versus mode, and then Mario 64 DS had some mini games, and man, we would just play these for hours at my grandma's house. Also have a Game Boy Pocket with Pokemon Blue, kind of in bad condition though, and, you know, Legend of Zelda, Link's Awakening. I remember Pokemon Blue, it kind of goes the same with Fire Red. These two games I've played through at least like 3 times each. I think my cartridge on here, or it might be this one of them has like 100 hours on the, you know, the save data, and that's not even my first playthrough, I guarantee it, but there's so much, I don't know, so much time spent on these 2 Pokemon games, despite them being, you know, the same game essentially. My whole PS2 collection got stolen, but for some reason I have the case, not even the game, but the case and manual for Katamari Damacy. I really, really enjoy this game. It's kind of a series. My favorite one is the second one, We Love Katamari, which, again, stolen. But if you haven't played this or don't know what this is, you definitely should check it out if you're into kind of more obscure, weird games. You're basically this, you play as this tiny, like, 1-inch person who pushes this ball around and everything sticks to it. And eventually you're just kind of terrorizing the whole world. It's a great, great game. I think it's even on Steam now if you want to check it out. Next we have my PSP games. Honestly, nothing in here is too noteworthy. PSP was always just kind of one of those consoles that, I don't know, it was alright, but there wasn't anything too crazy. I mean, I have Loco Roco and Patapon, kind of the classics. I really liked Fat Princess. We would play it on the PS3 a lot, me and my family, like my cousins, but had it on PSP as well, and again, got the Katamari game for it, me and my Katamari. And actually, just this year, I went out and bought Initial D. It's the Japanese version because they didn't make an English one, but I have an arcade around here that has the Initial D arcade machine, and it's this same version, so I bought a copy for home, too. I do have PS3 games as well. Again, this is like half my collection. I don't know what happened to the rest of them, but again, nothing too noteworthy in here. I have all 3 Little Big Planets and Uncharted 3. I had 1 and 2. I don't know where they are, but, you know, still some good stuff in here. I did really like Infamous 1 and 2. Those were good. And my back home in high school, my friend and I would play Warhawk and Starhawk like all the time. They're both not even that good, but I don't know. We would just sink so many hours into playing those. I had all of the Assassin's Creed games at one point. That looks like now all I have is number 3. Yeah, it is in there though. I guess another noteworthy thing I have in here is all the Scott Pilgrim comics. Honestly, I don't even know why I was into these in junior high. I don't even really remember that much about them, but again, I was just kind of a nerd, and I think that's what nerds were into, you know? So yeah, that's the collection. Again, I don't have nearly as much stuff as I had at one point. I mean, I'm missing more than half of it, you know, from that break-in, and then also just over the years, but yeah, and I won't be selling, again, the Genesis or SNES unless, you know, we'll kind of see where things go. Maybe if it feels like I just need that little extra bit of cash, maybe I'll get it, or maybe I'll sell them, but we'll kind of see. So yeah, I'm going to be putting just about everything here on eBay over the next probably week. So yeah, if you're interested, I'll put a link in the description and the comment section to the eBay store so you can check stuff out. Again, it'll really help the channel, and if you're interested in games, you know, this would be kind of a cool thing. But even if you're not, it's, you know, it's cool. I'm sure someone on the internet somewhere is going to want some of this stuff. So anyways, we'll just kind of see where we go. Yeah, anyways, thanks for watching.